Mr. Abeokuta, the Attorney General and the Honorable Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Akegbolahan Adeniro, the Honorable Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Engineer Ade Akesoya, and of course, the Honorable Commissioner for Transportation, a newly created ministry in Ogun State, Engineer Benga Dairo, as well as the Honorable Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Town Planner Tunji Odolani. All other members of the Ogun State Executive Council here present, you're recognized. Permit me to also recognize former deputy governors who are here today. I start with Her Excellency Alhaja Salmot Makojola Badru, you're recognized. His Excellency Prince Shegun Adeshegun, you're recognized. And of course, distinguished Senator and Chairman Governing Council of the University of Lagos, Senator Right Honorable Titi Oseni Gomez, first female Speaker of the State House of Assembly, you're recognized, and a two-term Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly as well, Right Honorable Suraj Ishola Adekunbi. Honorable Jimo Ojubele, you're most welcome. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, chairmen of statutory boards, special advisors who are here, body of permanent secretaries, and of course our royal fathers that are here, starting with the Alaki and the paramount ruler of Ebaland, His Royal Majesty Oba Adedoto Aremo Gbadebo Sefal, Kabiyesi Oba Yinusa Adekoya, to also welcome in a special way the team from the Center of Excellence. We have Mrs. Folashade Jaji, the Secretary to the Lagos State Government, you're most welcome. The Attorney General, Mr. Moyosore Unibanjo, you're most welcome. Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Urban and Physical Planning Development, Town Planner Idris Salako, you're most welcome. Honorable Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Tunji Bello, you're most welcome. Honorable Commissioner for Information, Mr. Benga Omotosho. Honorable Commissioner for Transportation, Mr. Frederick Oladende. Honorable Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Dr. Wali Ahmed. And Honorable Commissioner, Establishment and Training, Mrs. Ajibola Onli. We also have the Special Advisor who works, Engineer Mrs. Aramide Adere, most welcome, and the Permanent Secretary and Surveyor General, Lagos State, Mr. Ulutomi Shogowawa. All other dignitaries from Lagos State, you are warmly welcome, and I request that we warmly applaud them this afternoon. Thank you very much. On that note, Your Excellencies, permit me to invite the Deputy Governor of Ogun State for the formal address. Her Excellency. A round of applause for her, please. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Prince Dapo Abeokuta MFR, the Governor of the State, Your Excellency, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu's border, and in fact, we are the only border intertwined. Over the years, Lagos has continued to grow very rapidly, and it's now classified as a mega city. The growth of Lagos has continued outwards into Ogun State, and majority of our border towns in Ogun State can now be referred to Great Lagos. As a result of this, the development and policies in both states impact one another. You may recall that in 2005, during the administration of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, a committee was set up to investigate the development of the Lagos megacity region, to address the issues caused by the rapid population growth in Lagos and how the two states can cooperate for their mutual benefit. The committee was headed by the revered Professor Abeokuta, and its membership included representatives from the Federal Ministry of Work, Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Federal Ministry of Transportation, Environment, Finance, and representatives of both Lagos and states. The committee submitted its report to Mr. President in April of 2006, and it had several recommendations to help grow this megacity region. The resolution of the committee has not been fully implemented, and the issues raised continue to be pertinent and germane. In 2019, after the election of His Excellency Prince Abeokuta and His Excellency Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu as governors of their respective states, the two brother governors started having informal discussions on how to work together to maximize their personal relationship and the relationship between the two states for the socio-economic benefit of both states. They conceived the idea of a joint development commission to formally identify and strategize on the issues which are important to both states. These include the issues of infrastructure development, taxation, border disputes, environmental issues, waste management, amongst others. Today's signing of an MOU is the beginning of the formalization of this relationship, which will bring more systematic and coordinated policies and developments in both our states. I welcome you all to this event today and wish us successful celebrations, and let us all see this as the beginning of bigger and better things in both our states. Àti ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àjọṣe àti àjùmọ̀ṣe wà ní o.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, of Ogun State rather. You know, àjọṣe àti àjùmọ̀ṣe is like, if you are not careful, you might just put one before the other. And once you talk about Lagos and Ogun, we are interwoven. His Excellency will always say, Ogun State is the only neighbor that Lagos State has, and you must pass through, whether by land, whether by rail, whether by sea, whether by air, to any part of the country. And that's why we are the gateway state. Your Excellencies, permit me to quickly recognize the presence of His Royal Majesty, the Olu of Ilaru, and the paramount ruler of Yewa land, His Royal Majesty, Wakendi Olubenle Kabiyesi, you're most recognized and you are welcome. And of course, a very, very illustrious daughter of Ogun State, an educationist par excellence, Iyalode Alaba-Losin, is also here. You're recognized. At this point, we'll be harvesting some goodwill messages, and I will be inviting the Chief Economic Advisor and the Honorable Commissioner for Finance of the Gateway State, Mr. Dapo Okobadijo. A round of applause for him, please.
Your Excellencies, the Executive Governor of Lagos State and the Executive Governor of Ogun State, please permit me to stand on existing protocols. Today is a very, very important day, and I'm actually particularly excited. Not only because it's a unique day, and this event we're doing is a unique event. It's a unique event in many respects, and it's one where you're having an opportunity to have a formal, structured collaboration of this nature, being the first in the history of Nigeria. And it's also an event that is unique because it's a collaboration of giants. The biggest economy in Nigeria, collaborating with the states with the biggest industrial and logistics hub in Nigeria. And really, when you take a look at it as well, you see that Lagos and Ogun states actually have lots in common, socially, culturally, and economically as well. And so a collaboration of this nature is one that will lead to a transformative impact, not only on the economy of both states, but also on the individual prosperity of our people. As the leading state with the internally generated revenue in this country, and Ogun State coming currently close second, the economies of both states actually now stand to benefit significantly from this collaboration. Everyone has always talked about New Jersey to New York, but today we're witnessing an event that will lead to the realization of Ogun and Lagos together, and we're going to transform the economies of both states and have lots of cooperation in many areas. So today is one that we all should be very happy and excited about, and is one that I commend both the executive governors of taking this milestone. So congratulations to all of us, and we look forward to a successful collaboration in years ahead towards the transformation of both economies. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And still harvesting goodwill messages. This time around, I will invite the Honorable Attorney General, Lagos State, Mr. Muyosore Onibanjo. Please, let's encourage him with applause. Thank you very much, sir.
Your Excellencies, the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dr. Abeokuta, MFR, Your Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, may I be permitted to rely on established protocols. When the history of the southwest of Nigeria is written in many years to come, today, the 24th day of May 2021 will stand out for one thing. This is the day that the two giant states in the southwest of Nigeria decided to formalize the hitherto existing socio-cultural relationship between them. This collaboration will galvanize development in the Southwest a great deal. This is a pace-setting agreement, and the people of the two states will in the very near future reap great benefits from this collaboration. The union between both states is going to create an economic hub that is second to none. The advantages that Lagos has will be merged with the advantages that Ogun State possesses. And together, they will unleash a behemoth on the economic activities of Nigeria. And we want to thank the two governors who have decided that today should be set aside to mark this historic event by signing the Memorandum of Understanding between the two states. As my colleague in the Executive Council of Ogun State, Lagos State being a pace setter along with Ogun State, this will also trigger off the same reaction across the nation, far beyond the annals, the four walls of this hall that we are gathered here. It's like a stone being dropped in a river, and the ripple just goes all the way. So we thank the leadership of the two states for not only dreaming of this, but also of actually actualizing it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Next, His Excellency would like to have an input from the feminine gender sector now, or area, if you like to say it that way. And I will invite Iyalode Alaba Lawson to please step forward. The first female president of NASIMA in Nigeria, and a proud daughter of Ogun State. Please let's encourage her.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abeokuta MFR, the Excellency of Lagos State, our dear brother, Sanwo-Olu, and of course our traditional rulers, Kábíyèsí Aláké, Kábíyèsí Akariwo, Kábíyèsí Awùjalẹ̀, and Kábíyèsí Olú-of-Yewa, Adé apẹ́ lórí bàtà apẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀, olórí àṣìṣẹ́ ìbí, ìgbà ọdún kan. I will now stand on the existing protocol. Today is very historical, in the sense that private-public partnership is coming on with this MOU being signed. The theory and the practical. That is, we have the organized private sector and we have the government that is giving all the policies for the stakeholders to use. The marriage that will bring forth the economy to grow in our two wonderful states. You cannot separate Lagos from Ogun State, even with our boundaries. But one thing is sure, we need to look into our security, we need to look into other areas that will boost the economy of these two great states. And so therefore, today, we are witnessing this great history that is being written. And I know it's going to sustain itself with the two coming together, because two is better than one. History will mark it that 24th of May 2021 will make it the greatest day in history, whereby all the areas of our economy will be looked into: transportation, security, and other areas. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to watch this. We are grateful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. One good thing about today's event is that the two governors are from the same party, All Progressive Country, All Progressives Congress. They have dreams, visions put on the table, and they've seen that if they come together and synergize, definitely the result will be an outstanding one. Therefore, I invite the chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Ogun State, Chief Yemi Shalusi, to also chip in his words.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dr. Dapo Abeokuta, Your Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, our deputy governors, our Kabiyesi, and all other existing protocol I stand today. I'm highly proud today to see these two governors produce party ABC, mooting progressive idea. There are some ideas they are mooting that is not manifest yet, which I believe very soon will manifest. The Lagos-Ogun Joint Development Commission is worthy of commendation and is a giant stride in the administration of the two states. And I have no doubt many of the states of the Federation will follow this exemplary feat. This Lagos and Ogun Joint Development Commission will foster cordial relationship between the residents of the two states and enhance high economic gain in the two states. Therefore, I have no satisfaction in recommending the two governors for a standing ovation. Our governors, I congratulate the two of you, and I congratulate the people of Lagos State and Ogun State. I thank everybody for witnessing this occasion. May God bless you all.
Thank you very much, sir. When we have our royal fathers and the traditional institution, definitely they have their own roles to play. And at this point, I will be inviting the Alaki and the paramount ruler of Egbalagu to speak on behalf of their Royal Majesties here present. His Royal Majesty, Oba, Dr. Abeokuta, Daddy CFI, Kabisi,
Your Excellency, Prince Abeokuta, the Governor of the Ogun State, Your Excellency, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, please permit me to stand on existing protocol. I want to commend the two governors that this is happening in their own time. The end has now come to the period when armed robbers use the dichotomy between the two states to promote their businesses. Each time they open fire or make Lagos too hot for armed robbers, then we are in trouble in Ogun State because they troop down here. Now we are going to drive away Okada drivers and riders. I'm sure they will have come here, but for this commission that is going to start working straight away by the grace of God. I commend the two governors for thinking for all of our commission buses to go from Kuto to Marina, luxury buses. Now, last mile will not stop them because we have understanding between our two states. And this will continue in so many ways. Once again, I commend our governors and I pray that more things that will benefit the ordinary people will happen during your tenure. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Of course, we have our representatives representing us at the red and the green chambers in Abuja. And at this point, I will be inviting more personalities for the goodwill messages. But there is no way we'll be having a synergy and a marriage like this without recognizing one personality who chairs the Ogun Free Trade Zone, ensuring that the investment destination of choice of the state is well secured and providing the enabling environment for businesses to thrive. I recognize the presence of Prince Wegan Nasir Isiaka GNI, you're most recognized today. And still talking about goodwill messages, permit me at this point, Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to now invite the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly to also be part of the... Oh, before I invite the Speaker, I will invite the Chairman of the Caucus, House of Representative Members, representing the good people of Lagos State at the House of Rep, Honorable Jimo Ojubele.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Prince Dr. Abeokuta. His Excellency, Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. All of that protocol duly observed. Today is a great day for people of Ogun State and Lagos State as well. This is the day we have been looking for. And the day has come today. Every one of us in this hall, and the people of Ogun State and the Lagos State as well, we know that the governor of Ogun State and the governor of Lagos State, they are very accommodating. This is what is supposed to happen in the past. But today, we have a governor who is making it happen. And I believe that what we are doing today, we need legislative backing so that signing of this memo today can have a legal backing. As a member of National Assembly, I will collaborate with my members and the two House of Assembly, Ogun State House of Assembly and Lagos State House of Assembly, so that all the necessary backing can be put in place. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Right away, we'll be inviting the Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Poli Oluomo.
Yes, Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dr. Abeokuta. Yes, Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Principal officers of the State House of Assembly here present, distinguished members of the State House of Assembly, members of the both Lagos and Ogun State Executive Council, former speakers of Ogun State House of Assembly that are here, and I recognize the presence of Senator Narita Joshua, KBSAs, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me add my voice in congratulating the indigenes of the two states for what is coming to there today. You know why we say Karen Kapo, but I want to congratulate us for coming to town with the reality of the necessity to work together for the development of our area. How I wish that we can use the Dawn Commission as well to cover the whole of Southwest region. There is no other time that this type of synergy is needed than now. May I therefore charge the two governors to charge the attorney generals to come up with a bill, fully agree with me that continuity
is the bane of development in Nigeria. If there's no law to back this up, another governor will come and throw it under the carpet. But if you charge your attorney generals and they come up with a law to both the Lagos and Ogun State House of Assembly, and it is passed into law, it will be formalized, legalized, and stand the test of time. And that will surely and certainly entrench this development that we have in mind and take us to the next level. I thank you for this effort.
Thank you very much, the Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Kunle Uluomo. This is a union that no doubt will produce so many beautiful fruits. And this is starting with two governors having same ideas and visions. On that note, I respectfully invite the governor of the Center of Excellence, that is Lagos State, for his remarks at this point. And of course, he will be accompanied to the podium by the host governor with the 5 pillars known as Isheya, the governor of Ogun State. First, His Excellency, the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, and the governor of the Gateway State, Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun NFR. Shall we put it together for the 2 excellencies? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please remain seated. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State, my brother, my friend, Prince Dapo Abiodun NFR. I'm indeed excited that you've been able to pull this through. Thank you very much for your doggedness and for your insistence that will mark today's landmark event. Thank you very much. Deputy Governor of Lagos of Ogun State, Our Excellency Engineer Noimat Salako Oyedele. I'm sure you know that my heart is also with my Deputy Governor, who is here in absentia, Dr. Kadri Opafemi Hamzat. The Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, the Right Honorable Olakunle Uluomo, and other members of this great House of Assembly that are here present. Members of the Lagos and Ogun Executive Council in large number that are here. I think we all deserve a round of applause. Chairman of the state statutory bodies that are here present. I also want to Abiodun, former members of the National Assembly that are of Idoaland, the Akarigo and the Paramount ruler of Remoland, of Babatunde Ajayi, the Ulu and Paramount ruler of Yewaland, of Baken Yulubene, the Alakpe of Ekpe Ishaga, of Adewale of Shiberu, and the Alakperu of Iperu, who is my governor's place, of Iperu Remo, Oba Adeleke Idowu Bashibo. We have to acknowledge all of our traditional rulers because we put a lot of respect and credence to that institution, so they deserve a round of applause. Our service chiefs that are here, from the DSS to the military to the police commissioner, I acknowledge each and every one of you. Senior government officials that have joined us at this event, distinguished guests, very important members of the fourth realm, the gentlemen of the press.
Thank you very much for being part of this historic event. Today is the 24th day of May 2021. Today marks exactly 726 days that Prince Dapo and I were sworn in as governor. Out of 1,461, we have spent 726, meaning we spent 49.6% of our time. We continue to measure our time on a daily basis. We're driven by the commitment that we've given to our citizens. We're driven by the promises that we've assured our citizens that indeed our 4 years will be 4 years of remarkable developments in all of the conversation around good governance. And so, it's an honor and a rare privilege to be here representing the over 22 million Lagosians who had asked me to extend greetings and felicitation to the good people of Ogun State. We're here not just as brothers and sisters, we're here as a people who have been joined together for several decades, culturally, historically, and economically. No wonder Lagos is called the center of excellence. But we cannot be excellent without being part of the gateway states. And so we see a symbiotic twin that none of us can break. And so we're happy that in our 2 states, you've given both of us the opportunity to be leading at this point. Our commitments in Lagos is to ensure that we create a mega city that is working, that is sustainable, and that is livable. And to express that for that to happen, we need to strategically collaborate with our closest states that we have. We usually say that we have 2 borders, the Atlantic Ocean and Ogun State. Since we cannot do so much with the Atlantic Ocean, we certainly need to look back and have a warm embrace with Ogun State. Like the Deputy Governor said, I was rarely privileged in 2005 when the first attempt was made by the federal government with another son of the soil, our former president, to bring together a collaboration between Lagos and Ogun State. At that time, it's your son, Aremo Olusegun Oshoba, and Asiwaju Bola met him with the governors. But it did not go into major future. We're here today to further and to adequately strengthen that relationship. And that's why I'm indeed happy that both Prince Dapo, Abeokuta, and myself have agreed to take this conversation forward. We remain committed to completely developing our states, and this is enshrined under our team's agenda to consolidate the efforts of our previous government, but more importantly, to create a greater Lagos that will become enduring, that development will not stop, and will be able to create a lasting prosperity for our people. The Memorandum of Understanding that we're signing here today is a game changer that will transform the urban agglomeration that exists between Lagos and Ogun. We're driven by the desire to stimulate the social economic growth, to bridge development gap, and to ensure that whilst Lagos continues to remain a mega city, Ogun State can indeed help to transform that and create another sub-mega city in our region. The Memorandum of Understanding precedes the Joint Development Commission that will be established to mutually tackle some of the issues that are prevalent between the 2 of us. Issues around transportation, around environment and urban challenges, fiscal planning, housing, border issues, infrastructure development, and of course, security. Regardless of the challenges, we are determined to build a more livable and stable city. Our goal is to build a sustainable urban city where both the residents of Lagos and Ogun have a sense of belonging, they embrace a participatory issues around governance, and they recognize their role as achieving a solid urban economic growth for the 2 states. In light of current global practices in managing megacities, it has become obvious that the best way to accelerate socio-economic development between our two states is by embracing a more collaborative approach to growth, to development, and to an urban sustainability. No wonder, like the Commissioner said, we've seen a very strong testimonial from the New York, New Jersey story, where all of you go to at one point in time or the other, where there are cities without boundaries. You do not know when you're in New York or when you're in New Jersey. We want to replicate that in Lagos-Ogun Sister Joint Commission. We believe that this Joint Commission will help sustain development agenda that will drive economic resource and will meet the present social economic needs of our people. This is not political. This is of our people. This is for the people who have elected us into the office. It is about their source of livelihood. It's about the security that is hampering the two of us. It's about the planning approvals that we need to look at now. It's about the transportation, the ease of movement between our two communities. It's about ensuring the ease of doing business amongst our two states that we're talking about. And at the end of the day, it's not about us, it's not about the commissioners that are here, it's about our teeming population that were given a voice by the signing of the agreement that we're doing today. And so we're expecting that the memorandum will look at areas of trade and investment, will look at resolving boundary issues, will enhance and ensure that security and intelligence gathering and sharing becomes part of us. We'll look at issues around environmental and fiscal planning activity. We'll look at issues around safety, emergencies, disaster management, water transportation, and clean water that we're currently developing amongst our two states. We'll look at traffic management and all of the solutions around it. We'll look at food security, look at the components around agriculture and feeding our citizens. I'm sure that we have more than enough to bring us together, and that's why we're pushing all this together for today's event. I want to assure you that the MOU will be meticulously implemented. The next step is for us to establish the commission that will implement the terms of the MOU, that will also enable us to formally have our two House of Assemblies, pass the law or the bill that will be sending to them, so that it can outlive, both of us, it can outlive our time in office, and it can become something that is enduring, is sustainable, and a life document that will be speaking to the needs and the challenges of our people as we move on in life. At this junction, it's also important to reiterate the call for a greater collaboration amongst our entire 36 states in the Federation. The common goal is to provide good governance and to make life more meaningful for our citizens. And this should be a driving force. If you feel challenged, if you feel envious by Lagos-Ogun, you think about your own too. And it's about the entire 36 states of our country. It's about the development that we call Nigeria. It's about ensuring that the dividends of democracy is real and it's something that our citizens can feel. And so, we'll never let us be divided ethnically or religiously. We are one Nigeria. And we believe that we're connected, interconnected in several ways more than one. And that we see the fastest way of development as in the terms of the engagement we're having here together, and the growth that we see will be not only phenomenal, will be astronomical. And so I want to urge and I want to encourage the citizens of both Lagos and Ogun to brace up, to see this opportunity, to see this as another attempt by their government to pass on this to them, and to see this as a synergy that indeed has to work. And that is working already. As I close, when I look at the array of commissioners that are in Ogun State, they can as well also be in Lagos State. Because indeed, they are all products from the two states. And I know that the commitments that they will be taking from this, that the two governors have asked them to do, is that they will not be divided by who wins what, or who gets what, but they'll be driven by the sheer vision of understanding and appreciating that we're doing this for our citizens, we're doing this for our people, and we're doing this for the generation that is coming behind us. Thank you very much, and it's nice to have been here. Over to my big brother, Prince Abeokuta.
Your Excellency, and my brother, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, the biggest and largest economy in Nigeria, the 5th largest economy on the continent. Her Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Ogun State, Engineer Noemon Salakorede, Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Ogun State, Mr. Tokunbo Tolani, the Secretary of State Government of Lagos State, Mrs. Folashade Jaji, the Head of Ogun State Civil Service, Alhaji Salmon Otun, all other members of the Ogun State Executive Council that are here present, you are all ably and well appreciated and recognized. All other members of the Lagos State delegation, you are also very well appreciated and recognized. Members of the National Assembly here present, both serving and past, members of the State House of Assembly, all former deputy governors are here, former speakers, or erstwhile speakers, as you say, there are no former speakers, the one and only APC chairman in the States, Chief Yemi Sanusi, all board chairmen and statutory commissions here present, members of the board of the permanent secretaries, all service chiefs that are here present, you are all recognized, the Army, the Police, the State Department of Security, the Civil Defense, our Royal Majesties, the Royal Majesty and Paramount Ruler of Egbaland, the Alake Oba Adidotun Aremu Gbadebo, His Royal Majesty, the Akaribo and Paramount Ruler of Remaland, Oba Babatunde Ajayi, His Royal Majesty and Paramount Ruler of Yowaland, Oba Kehinde Ogunbele, His Royal Majesty and Paramount Ruler of Ijebuland, ably represented by Oba Yunusa Adekoya, the Dambure way of Idowa. All our religious leaders are here to witness this auspicious occasion, the camp chairman and representative of the League of Imams, all other eminent and distinguished guests that have come to join us to witness today, the members representing our youth, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the good people and government of the Lagos State, I welcome my brother, His Excellency, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and his entire team to the capital of the Lagos State. Indeed, I would like to congratulate all of us for witnessing the operationalization of this success story that has been long in discussions with my brother and I. As a matter of fact, we started these discussions as soon as we were both elected, even before we were sworn in. This is an obvious result of deliberate and methodical effort of two forward-thinking governors. By the same token, I'd like to welcome our real fathers, captains of industries, players in the private sector, and all those that have come to join us from far and near. I call this bilateral event a success story because whereas in the past there might have been some initiatives between our two states, but this is the first time that we will have a formal and structured framework of bilateral engagement that will be legislative backed. Yes, it is undeniable that we share historical and cultural affinities, and long before now, successive administrations have mouthed and attempted to have some omnibus or special arrangements to have Lagos and Ogun State work together. Today, we'll be signing a historic memorandum of understanding that takes cognizance of what has been envisioned leading to the establishment of the Professor Akimu Pabukunje's Committee on the Lagos Megacity Region Plan of 2005-2006. Between the two of us, my brother and I, it is a mission accomplished and a dream come true to put into action the thought about our two states forging a common alliance to jointly tackle issues bordering on security, sanitation, traffic and transportation, waste management, water supply, land use planning, infrastructure development and maintenance, urban renewal, slum upgrading for the mutual benefit of our people and the generality of Nigerians. All these developmental imperatives have to be streamlined for us to be serious and focused. Law is not just a mere tool for development. This joint development commission will function better to sustain these common goals, and there is no better time than now to deepen not only the relationship between our two states, but within and contiguous states in the country, just like my friend has said. What is more, this MOU we are signing is a combination of various efforts by state and non-state actors who have seen beyond the geographical delineation of our states. Already, a number of state-owned institutions like the Nigerian Police Force, Nigerian Customs Service, Nigerian Immigration, and others have always recognized the twin or Siamese relationship between our two states and have always grouped Lagos and Ogun State as one zone under their respective high commands. We are cognizant of the fact that Ogun State is the only neighbor that Lagos has, and that we are a natural overflow of Lagos. There is no how a development in Lagos will not have a spiral effect and vice versa. Ogun and Lagos states are like two rivers flowing into each other. It is very difficult to identify which of the rivers is actually flowing onto the other. That is, as our various black communities, there is no actual way of separating the peoples living in the two states of Lagos and Ogun. The fact is that while many people are living in Lagos State and working in Ogun State, some of our people are actually also working in Lagos State. Whichever way we look at it, Ogun State has a larger percentage of the population overspilled into Lagos State, as witnessed by our border communities in Ota, Akute, Alagbole, Lambe, Ojodu, Agbado, Mowe, Warewa, and Sherry, and indeed all the 8 government areas that we share boundaries with Lagos State. In actual fact, what concerns our people, particularly from the two states, is to make a living and increase their individual prosperity. This MOU is therefore a manifestation of a common dream that the nation's largest economy and the nation's industrial capital are forging because both are deliberate, focused, and methodical to governance. Again, I must thank my brother Governor, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for his cooperation and enthusiasm for the support of this issue from day one. Before now, together we had jointly written formally to the President Muhammad Buhari, to release the Lagos-Ogun and the Kogi-Shagamu roads to us, for us to jointly reconstruct. So this initiative has started in principle. Another manifestation of this work relationship is the Abeokuta Water Works, which you know resides in Ogun State. And we had to sit down to creatively figure out how to deal with the issues of physical planning that had long plagued the successful implementation of that water works. Lagos State will be supplying water from Ogun State, and that water works will also be supplying water to Ogun State. From now onward, what you will see will become the envy of others. Because a joint commission will now focus and cooperate amongst others on the following socio-economic development areas: infrastructure development, including development of boundary towns, water works, mass transportation by rail, road, and waterways; revenue and taxation, including PAY remittances, border town revenue management and collection, signage and advertisement agent charges; trade and investment; resolution of boundary disputes. I remember yesterday somebody was saying they have moved the border beyond Kara, and the three wise men have been moved beyond where they should be, and we said we will resolve it tomorrow. Security, including information sharing arrangement on residence identification and other security and intelligence gathering and sharing; environmental and physical planning activities, including emergency and disaster management, inland waterway management, traffic management, land use planning, urban renewal, slum upgrading, environmental sanitation, dredging, sand filling, and waste management; agriculture and food security, including partnership on cultivation and processing of food crops such as rice, cassava, and greenhouse vegetables. One thing is clear: our people do not care who is to execute a project or infrastructure, just as there are no federal people, state people, nor local government people. What matters to the people is to get the job done. The two states, therefore, are important stakeholders in this development agenda. If we jointly do this, there will be development which will continue to increase employment generation, poverty alleviation, and food security. The official launch of this commission today will further initiate and accelerate more projects necessary to aid ease of movement of our people, goods and services, as well as increase industrialization along our border communities, and ensure a wholesome development of our both states. Therefore, I call on the private sector to support and collaborate with the two governments in this success story of the Ogun-Lagos Joint Development Commission. This will further help in sustaining our Ishaya pillars, which I'm sure you all know what Ishaya means. For the purpose of our friends from Lagos, Ishaya is an acronym: I for infrastructure, S for social welfare and welfare, Y for business environment and job creation, A for agriculture. And I know you have things as well. No doubt, the enduring development we will all crave for in Lagos-Ogun State can be more guaranteed. Once again, as I welcome my brother, Governor, His Excellency, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, to Abeokuta, the Gateway State Capital, let me particularly congratulate you for your outstanding performance in the last 2 years. We're very, very proud of you. Mention was made of the way you handle the COVID-19 pandemic. You could not have done any better. The monumental infrastructure development that we see the entire landscape of Lagos State, and your proactiveness in the management of security, and particularly the enforcement of physical and environment planning in the state. Many times people will call me, and somebody is demolishing my house.
someone is doing this to me. I said to them, what have you done? They said, no, one person said to me, maybe he's envious of me. I said, come on. The governor of Lagos is envious of you. Are you contesting to be governor of Lagos with him? And I said to them, I'm not going to call him on because this man is very focused, he's very methodical and very deliberate. He will do what is right. So I want to congratulate you for ensuring that you sustain the physical and environmental planning of Lagos State. And we identify with you in that we are doing the same here in the state. I want to join every individual and corporate body and other stakeholders to join us in making history. In Ogun State, we say, come and join us in building the future of Ogun State together. But this time, I'm calling on all of you to come and join hands with us in building the future of Lagos and Ogun State together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll invite their excellencies to take their seats for the formal signing of the Memorandum of Understanding. It's another success story. The foundation relates to it, turning the push factor into the pull factor. And it is expected that this synergy and the foundation being laid today will in affecting lives of the general team of the people of Ogun and Lagos states as they enjoy the dividends of democracy. There will be more developmental projects springing up in the area of infrastructure, health, education, and of course agriculture, as clearly spelled out today by their excellencies, the two governors, His Excellency Prince Dr. Abeokuta of Ogun, and of course His Excellency Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos. No doubt today's event will culminate into showing other states in our dear country Nigeria, making Ogun and Lagos to be the envy of others, as other states are enjoying to emulate these all-important giant strides, all-important positive steps, and result-oriented initiative being put forward for the generality of the citizens of these two states to enjoy. It is our belief, our hope, and our aspiration that all the successive administration will follow suit, just ensuring that we maintain partnership that works, enabling environment for businesses to thrive, and ensuring that we have more international and national investors looking towards the two states. Most importantly, Ogun State being the preferred investment destination of choice. Don't forget that just a few weeks back, the area and the arena where we have the mecca of so many international industries birthing, His Excellency turned the soul of the reconstruction of that route to ensure that we have a seamless transportation of their goods, their products from that access. Agbara Musada Igbesa Road. Thank you, Your Excellency, for that wonderful project. Not only that, to ensure that this synergy works, in a matter of days, the Ijebu-Odi-Epe newly reconstructed road will also be commissioned by this present administration.